The map has fooled you your entire life. Do you know that all the maps of the world are actually wrong? In the maps we are familiar with, the world's largest island, Greenland, appears almost the same size as the continent of Africa. But the area of Africa is 30.3 million square kilometers, while Greenland's area is only 2.1 million square kilometers.
That means Greenland is 14 times smaller than Africa. If we move the Middle Eastern country Saudi Arabia into the northern hemisphere on the map, it alone could cover the entire Greenland. Similarly, Africa appears smaller than Canada, while in reality, Africa can fit 3 Canadas inside it. So if we've been looking at wrong maps our whole lives, then which one is the real map of Earth? Our planet is round, and turning a round object into a flat surface is almost impossible. To convert a globe into a flat map, it must be cut apart. To make it look like a rectangle, it needs to be cut in many places. As a result, the shapes of countries appear distorted, and even then, it is almost impossible to flatten it completely. This has always been the biggest problem for map makers. A spherical surface cannot be represented flat without distortion, just like an orange peel cannot be flattened into a perfect rectangle. And since childhood, we have been taught that Earth is round like an orange. When a spherical Earth is projected onto a flat surface, different kinds of distortions occur. This is called projection. To correct these distortions, different types of map projections were created. Each projection has its own flaws. Some distort distance, some distort shapes, and others distort measurements. This is why the most commonly used and practical map projection is the Mercator projection.
Imagine placing an imaginary cylinder around a globe and projecting every point of the globe onto the cylinder surface. Once the cylinder is unrolled, you get a flat rectangular map, but the globe can also be projected onto other shapes, and how the map maker chooses to project it determines how the final map will look.
In 1569, Gerardus Mercator created this map to help sailors navigate straight paths using a compass, but the major problem with it is that the true size and proportions of countries become distorted. Countries located farther north or south appear much larger than they actually are. For example, if you place Africa over Europe on the Mercator map, you could fit 3 Africas inside Europe.
The distance from Somalia on Africa's eastern edge to Dakar in Senegal on the west is about 7,400 kilometers. Meanwhile, the distance from the Bering Strait to Iceland is only around 5,300 kilometers. This is one of the biggest deceptions of the Mercator projection.
The Mercator projection was created so European colonial powers could travel shorter and straighter sea routes to different parts of the world. It was designed so that drawing a straight line between 2 points would give sailors the correct compass direction.
But in the 1960s, when satellite mapping revealed the real shape of Earth, it became clear that the supposedly straight and shortest sea routes on Mercator maps were actually curved and not the shortest at all.
When the Mercator map was created, European colonial powers were expanding globally. They heavily promoted this map, intentionally making Europe appear larger and other regions smaller. This acted as a form of cartographic colonization, controlling not only land but also human perception and worldview.
As a result, history and geography became Eurocentric. Even global time zones were set using this projection, keeping Europe at the center. Through this, the vast and diverse history of Asia, Africa, and Latin America was pushed into the background.
Today, when cartographers try to represent the world, they rarely use the Mercator projection. Most modern map makers choose non-rectangular projections to avoid extreme distortion. In 1998, National Geographic adopted the Winkel triple projection because it maintains a balanced accuracy in both size and shape. But the truth is, even today, scientists have not been able to create a completely accurate flat projection of a round Earth. Map makers and mathematicians have developed a massive library of projections, each offering a different perspective of the planet.
The best way to see the real shape of Earth is by looking at a globe. After the invention of the globe, the true need for flat maps has faded. So instead of rectangular maps, you can keep a globe at home or in the office. To create this long video, we used information from various websites and research journals. Sources are provided in the description box below. If you learned something new from this video, subscribe. Thank you.